Hi guys, I am back and I think this is going to work. I won't know until I actually watch this, but hopefully that's going to happen. So I am playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life, which started yesterday, and true to my nature, I am behind, and I am just going to embrace the fact that I am slow, and I'm probably not going to keep up with this. So today I'm making the sketch by Allison McIntyre, and it is 30 Days of Sketches, and this is Series 20. I think I've been playing along since about Series 14. I started recording, I think, maybe 3 series ago, and I had a lot of problems with my, I couldn't get it to record, and come to find out my computer was so old that it was no longer being recognized by my camera. So there's that. So what I'm using today is I am using a new paper pack that I believe just dropped yesterday for you guys. Of course we got a preview because we are demonstrators, and it is called Game Match, I believe. Game Match, and I'll show you the papers, and then I will show you what I did with it. So this is actually, if I were picking a theme of this paper, it would be soccer, and so which is fun because we haven't had very many paper packs that have been a game themed. So this is, I'm going to show you the papers that were in the pack, and then you'll see which ones I used. So there are these papers, and they are, on one side it's basically a black and white. There's also ones that have tags, so I don't seem to have, then there's one side that has this type. And I will probably, if you pop over to my business page, I will show you a better, oh, let's just flip this over. It's on the back side. There's that one as well. So it's black and white on one side, and then on the other side there are some greens. And I always do a St. Patrick's Day layout for the calendars I make for Christmas. And I do that because my grandpa was born on St. Patrick's Day, and so was my stepdad. So St. Patrick's Day is a kind of a fun day for us. So that's what I did. So this is the paper pack. I am colorblind, and so I kind of count on them, but there are a couple things. These two greens I think are interesting together. I don't know why they put those together, but it's fine because I'm just using the black. So, and I will probably I do have some pictures of my daughter when she played soccer. And what's nice about these, I also might do a football layout. My nephew played football. And what's nice about these is you can really alter them. So you could change these to any color that your team was. So the black and white is a great option to keep it neutral. So that was great fun. But I am using it. When I saw this paper pack, I thought, St. Patrick's Day. So this is what I did with it. So the sketch, let's get back to the sketch. So the sketch is a series. So I cut these out at 1 1/4. And I started because there's a lot of green, and I didn't, normally you have more papers to play with, but I did not like this one with it. And so that kind of limited me on what I could do. My door's kind of creaky, you might hear that coming open. So on this page, I kind of put everything down. So I always make a companion page with it, so I will finish that one in just a little bit. But you can see, so there's a couple things that you can do. Allison Davison always says, don't let a sketch limit you on how large you want it to be. So I guess I would be stretching this sketch, or maybe it would be considered a duplication. I'm not for sure. But what I did on the one side, I did on the other, and I think it will be pretty congruent. And I'll show you what I did. So here we go. So what I wanted the greens to really pop. And so I cut these, and this is, I think, interestingly, I think this is probably going to be the paper that I'm going to use out of this pack the first. So it has a nice, isn't that just fun? I think of this as Christmas. You could have, you know, the pants that the elf wears. So, but I have plenty of Christmas paper. I don't need to do that. So I am offsetting this. So I cut this at 1.5, and I'm offsetting this at 1/2 inch. And then let me show you what I did with this. And also, this is Title Tuesday. I will be sharing the title for this. This title was created by Anthony, and then Carolee changed it a little bit. And so I just jumped on board with it. I am not a tiny piece person. So I actually, that's pin, because I don't like cutting out these little tiny pieces. So anytime I have a white background, I put the pin there. And this was a heart. It doesn't match exactly, but I wasn't going to waste a whole piece of paper for that. So I had a die cut from another set of dies that I used on this one, and I'll show you which one that was. And then I changed this to this paper. And I am going to switch all of my clovers out to this. I love how this looks cut up in clover. So when you come on the final, and you see the layout, the final layout, as that's what the finishing one will look like. So I am planning to make the changes. So I started off, I was going to do a few things that didn't work out. And so it's kind of funny, you have this process, but I thought I'd show you kind of the process you go to, and maybe then you'll understand why I'm so incredibly slow. So this, I wanted it to be white, but just plain white paper would have been too blah. So I used this embossing folder. This is from Stampin' Up. I've had it for probably a year. I like it. It's very large. It was kind of tricky to line it up, but I'm having other things set on it. So the close to my heart ones were slit, and you could actually pull them through, so you would you could line them up. These aren't like that, but this one actually is pretty easy to do because there's lines on this. So what I originally thought I wanted to do was I wanted to do the white, and then I did, you know how you do the wood grain, where you just take your ink and slide it down. I thought I wanted to do this, but it looks kind of cool. But this is the shaded spruce. So on the back of this paper pack, they have suggested colors, and their suggested colors is shaded spruce, because this is shaded spruce. But I wouldn't use that color with it. So I am using, instead of their suggestion, I am using garden green, which I think goes way, way better. But maybe my color blindness is showing through. Hopefully it does match. So, okay. So then I went ahead, and this is garden green, white, and black. And then, of course, the fun little clover. So this will be, these and these will be on that design space file that I will share with you. And kudos to, when I share those, it says my name, but it also says, it will say Anthony. That is the person. I take no credit whatsoever for creating these. Sometimes I resize them and do a little bit, but the credit goes to Anthony and Miss Carolyn. Thank you very much. Okay, so that would give us, so this gives us that. Okay, my other wild idea I thought I was going to do random stamping, and there's that cute little jar of a cute little jar stamp, but I was going to use this one, and I was going to do random stamping, but it was too small, and I just didn't like how it went. I needed to do random stamping with shamrocks. I would have needed more than one size. So that was another failed attempt. So I'm going to go ahead and put this. This is cut at 6 inches, and I did that. I try to use even amounts of, and look how cool this looks on the back. I just love this one. It gives it so much oomph. And I am going to use my heavy-handled, I am going to use the Stampin' Seal. When you are using embossing, when you emboss paper, sometimes you need a stronger adhesive, because I feel like, and this is it's kind of pulling it as it goes along. I'm not sure why that's happening, but you kind of need a little bit more. It needs a little more oomph to hold it. And I might actually use, we'll try it with this regular. I'm using two or three different adhesives, because there's something about when you emboss paper, it wants to come up. And I did ink all the edges of this because I could. And I inked it with garden green. So then I'm putting my white down. I have my stripe, I have my white, I have my, this is Granny Apple Green. This is what it looks like on the opposite side. So if you had a different team color, I think it was Jama who suggested that if you have a team color, you could color the different icons. I'm not the great coloring person. I remember when I was little, it was traumatizing because I couldn't stay in the lines. So I am not the world's best coloring person. So then I'm going to put that one. And then I'm going to use this strip of paper, which is, that is the Shaded Spruce. And it looks fine. If you wanted to use the Shaded Spruce with the black, I think it looks fine. And yeah, it almost makes me cringe. I guess kind of like eating ketchup with macaroni. I know there's people that do that and they love it, but I am not one of them. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here. Oops. And then I'm going to have this. So I have a 1/2 inch black on both sides. And then I am going to, let's look at what she has here. Because I'm making this a 2-page layout, I am switching this to this side, even though, and I'm not adding this because I feel like my title, and it looks kind of, how does that go? It's like, it looks kind of crooked. Because this is over here, I'm not going to put another thing over here because I feel like that kind of gives the same look. And then I'm going to place this right here. So this is, and see how I thought that was kind of fun, and I wanted to add that detail. I try to keep the sketches as close as I can. I know some people go way off, but I try to keep them close because the reason I use sketches is so that it's kind of like if you eat the same food, although I do eat the same food every day, it just kind of, it's like trying a new recipe. And so I do try to follow it as close as I can. I'm going to put this, and I love this little detail, how the pictures are kind of off to the side. I did not use 4x6s just because I have some cute snapshots. So this is going to, it'll say too cute to pinch, and then I will have all these cute little pictures of my great nephews. I will not put them on there. I used to put them on here, and then I had to cover them up. So I do put one on there just to see the colors, because when you scrapbook with pictures, it changes the look of your, it's very different than, I think, than doing it without. The tendency for me is if I don't have my pictures, I tend to make it too busy, because these are blank spots. And in reality, they're not going to be blank spots. She has journaling here, but I don't have any journaling, so I'm not going to do that. I do have this cool tag. Let me show you where I got this tag from. So on this sheet of paper, let's see if I can find that. It is, which one is it? It's one of them. Yes, it's one of them. It's this one. This one has tags. These are kind of like PML cards. And once again, you could color your team colors this color. This would be a cute tag too, I think. And maybe if you had a player, you could, I have a little stamp that says "You are there." I think that'd be cute. I can't remember what position. I think my daughter was goalie, so I would put that there, and maybe an arrow says that you are there, and then make that a tag or something. I'm not for sure. I'll do something. So this is where these come from, and they're so cute. And I added, this is an oldie goldie. Remember the little twirly things? I got this at a garage sale. It was full of fun little Stampin' Up! Goodies, and so if you have something that looks similar to that, go for it. So on the sketch, she has the journaling this way. And remember, we're going to have it go this way because this is going to be a two-sided layout. Let me scooch it in a little bit. I just thought that it would look more balanced if I put these on the opposite. Otherwise, I have one here and one here and one there. And so I think it would just be smoother. So I am going to go ahead and put this tag over here, and she has it at an angle. And this is where some changes are going to come in. So I'm going to put this, so I'm going to lightly glue this. Don't have my pictures, so I am just going to kind of place this on top. And I'm going to change, I love this shamrock. So I'm going to use the green as my little thing right here. So I have that sticking up, kind of like she has it going straight across, kind of like that. Maybe I'll have it, maybe I'm going to have it, yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I do. That's going to go across like that. I don't want it to, and then, oops, yeah. And then I'm going to put a shamrock. But the shamrock I'm going to put, I'm not going to glue that down, I'm just going to cut this one smaller. I did change the size on those. I think I saved it on my Cricut. And it will be this color, because I think that is so cute. This makes the cutest little shamrock. And that is the back of, let's see if I can find it. It is the back of one of the papers. So we will, yes. So if you pop over to my Facebook page, you can see some still shots, and that is Joy Ani Scrapping in My Own Private Idaho, same name as this channel. So there goes that, and then that goes there. So I have followed the sketch. There's that, and I will pop this up, and then there's that. If you wanted to change this to journaling, you could. It's just that, yeah, the green stripes were so fun. Okay, so then that's that. So I think I am completed with this. And so tomorrow I'm excited about, I am behind. I probably will never catch up. Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit about this page. So that's how it looks together. Let's talk about what I did on this page. So when I am buying supplies, I try very hard not to buy supplies that I will only use one time. So this, when this came out, I'll show you which stamp set that is. I believe it's retired, but it was this. I am not a witch person. I do trick-or-treat because I love to have the kids come to the door, but I'm not into witches so much. But I love this cauldron. When I saw this cauldron, I thought St. Patrick's Day, and I love St. Patrick's Day. So I just made that, and I put a clover on it to make sure. And then for my rainbow, if you have this, if you have the sunshine vibes, that makes a cute little rainbow. So instead of putting gold in my pot, I put the rainbow. And what I think would be really cute is if you wanted to, you could make this be a pull tab, and you could pull it up, and you could have a picture of the person that you love, because we know I would put grandkids or great nephews or somebody. You pull it up, and then that would be their pictures, because they are the treasure at the rainbow's end. So let's go ahead and finish this one up. And this one, of course, is going to pop up, and then we're just going to set this one down and pop up, and that will be our layout. So that's how I extended it into it's kind of crooked, a 2-page layout. I would love it very much if you would stop by and like and subscribe. I will be playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life. And what this is a monthly challenge. It's at Christy's Beautiful Life, which is a Facebook group you can join. You just request to join and someone lets you in. Usually it takes, it's really busy for it right now, so you could probably get in right away. And there's a new sketch every day. I would like to thank and there are exclusive sketches, so we want to thank Allison McIntyre for her wonderful sketch, and there'll be lots of people doing the same sketch, so you can get lots of different ideas on how to do it. I will include any titles that I use. I will put in the descriptions below, and also I will put the materials that I used. I will also put it goes the other way. I will also put the dimensions that I used. Of course, your dimensions are going to be different with each person that you do it, because your pictures are going to be different. I use smaller pictures because I like the smaller pictures. I think they look nice. And anyway, so thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you will have a great day. I'm so excited that I'm able to figure this out and actually have some videos up. It's probably been maybe 2 or 3 months. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.